The Fortune of Maneki Neko. Chapter 1: The Forgotten Alley. In the heart of Tokyo, hidden amidst towering skyscrapers and bustling streets, there was an old, forgotten alley. This alley, lined with abandoned shops and crumbling facades, was home to a peculiar little antique store. Unlike the grand, well-lit shops of Ginza or Akihabara, this one was humble, dusty shelves stacked with forgotten relics, porcelain dolls with missing eyes, tarnished samurai swords, and ancient scrolls whispering secrets of the past. But the most striking artifact in the store was a small, ceramic Maneki Neko. Unlike the usual bright and cheerful versions seen in shop windows, this one was different. It was old, its white paint faded with time, its golden bell rusted, and a single crack running across its right paw. The very paw that was raised in an eternal beckoning motion. The store belonged to an elderly woman named Aiko, who had inherited it from her grandfather. She had spent years tending to the store, selling trinkets to the occasional curious customer. But in recent times, visitors had dwindled and the store's fate seemed sealed. Aiko often found herself sitting in the dim glow of a flickering lantern, staring at the Maneki Neko and wondering about its past. One evening, as a storm raged outside, an unfamiliar chill filled the air. The bell at the entrance jingled, though no one seemed to enter. Aiko looked around, puzzled. Then, she noticed something odd. The Maneki Neko was no longer where it had been. Chapter 2: The Cat's Tail. A soft rustling sound emerged from the back of the store. Aiko turned, her heart pounding. From the shadows stepped a cat, not an ordinary one, but a regal feline with fur as white as snow, eyes as golden as the sunrise, and an air of mystery surrounding it. Aiko gasped. "Who? What are you?" The cat's eyes gleamed as it spoke in a voice both ancient and melodic. "I am Tama, the spirit of the Maneki Neko. You have cared for my vessel for many years, and now I must repay your kindness." Aiko, though shocked, had grown up hearing tales of yokai and guardian spirits. Perhaps, deep down, she had always known that the cat was special. "Repay my kindness?" she asked cautiously. Tama nodded. "Long ago, I was a humble temple cat. I lived in Gotokuja Temple, where I saved a traveling samurai by beckoning him into safety before a great storm. In gratitude, he restored the temple, and the legend of Maneki Neko was born. Many have since sought my blessings, merchants for wealth, travelers for safe journeys, and the lonely for companionship." Aiko listened in awe. "But why are you here?" Tama's expression darkened. "Because the balance of fortune and misfortune is shifting. The world has forgotten the true meaning of luck. Greedy hearts seek fortune without kindness, and misfortune follows. I must restore the balance, and for that, I need your help." Chapter 3: The Journey Begins. Before Aiko could respond, the store around her began to shimmer and dissolve. The walls faded into mist, and when the fog lifted, they were no longer in her shop. Instead, they stood at the foot of an ancient temple, bathed in the golden glow of paper lanterns. This is Gotokuja Temple." Aiko gasped, recognizing the legendary birthplace of Maneki Neko. Tama nodded. "But it is not as it should be." Indeed, something felt off. The temple grounds, usually filled with rows of beckoning cat statues, were eerily empty. The air was heavy, as though a great sadness had settled over the land. A figure emerged from the shadows, an old monk with a sorrowful expression. "You have returned," he said to Tama. Tama bowed. "I have. But what has happened here?" The monk sighed. "The spirit of fortune has weakened. People no longer believe in true luck, they chase wealth without generosity, fame without wisdom, gain without gratitude. And so, the statues have lost their power." Aiko felt a strange sense of responsibility. She had spent years among relics of the past, but she had never truly understood their significance. "How can we restore the balance?" she asked. The monk pointed toward the distant horizon. "The source of fortune lies in the 5 trials of the lucky cat. To restore Maneki Neko's power, you must pass them." Chapter 4: The 5 Trials. Tama led Aiko through the temple gates, where an ancient stone path stretched before them. The first trial awaited at the Well of Reflection, where Aiko had to gaze into the water and face her true self. As she peered into the depths, she saw not just her reflection but memories, her childhood dreams, her fears of losing the shop, her loneliness. It was only when she embraced her past without regret that the water shimmered, granting her passage. The second trial led them to the Bridge of Generosity, where spirits of the forgotten begged for help. Aiko shared her only provisions, even though hunger gnawed at her. The bridge, once invisible, appeared beneath her feet, allowing them to cross. At the Garden of Endurance, they faced a relentless storm. Aiko clung to Tama, enduring the wind and rain until dawn. Only by standing firm through hardship did they move forward. The fourth trial, the Gate of Wisdom, required Aiko to solve an ancient riddle about luck and fate. She realized that luck was not about wealth but about the choices one made, leading to the final trial. At the altar of the beckoning poor, Aiko had to offer something precious. She hesitated, then placed her family's old shop ledger on the altar. "I let go of the past to embrace the future," she whispered. Light erupted from the altar, and suddenly, the temple was alive again. The rows of Maneki Neko statues reappeared, their paws beckoning once more. Fortune had been restored. Chapter 5, A New Beginning. Aiko awoke in her shop, the morning sun filtering through the dusty window. Had it all been a dream? Yet, as she looked around, she saw something different. The old Maneki Neko on her shelf was no longer cracked, its paint fresh and its golden bell shining. A soft purr made her turn. At the doorway sat a familiar white cat, its golden eyes twinkling. Tama gave her one last nod before vanishing into the morning light. From that day forward, Aiko's shop flourished. Customers returned, drawn by something unseen yet felt. And among them, every now and then, a white cat would appear, watching over them all. For fortune, true fortune, had returned.